A body is found dumped in a furnace. The time of death is estimated between 1 and 3 a.m. The detective reviews the laboratory's visitor log and discovers there were no visitors recorded between 9:30 p.m. last night and 8 a.m. this morning. This suggests the victim was someone who worked in the lab, and the killer may have worked here as well. The medical examiner determines the deceased is female. She was already dead before being thrown into the furnace. The female detective notices extensive fractures and cracks throughout the victim's skeleton. Just as Angela is about to begin the facial reconstruction, she recognizes the victim's identity. Piecing together her memory, she gradually reconstructs the victim's original appearance. The deceased is Emma, a close friend of hers for many years. According to Angela, Emma had been frequently seeing a married senior executive at the laboratory. This makes everyone a potential suspect. The detective first questions Emma's supervisor, a bespectacled man. He reveals that everyone has recently been competing for the Bates Scholarship. Emma had consistently been at the top of the rankings, making her a target of resentment. With her sudden death, the most likely person to win is now her rival, Benjamin. The detectives head to Benjamin's workspace. Benjamin explains that after work each day, he takes on a side job. Last night when he left, Emma was still busy working. If the detectives don't believe him, they can check the time clock records. The female detective finds a handbag at Emma's workstation. The call log shows numerous calls to the same number. She suspects this number belongs to the married executive. Suddenly, a body falls from the upper floor. Upon rushing downstairs, they discover it's just a test dummy used for experiments. The intern explains it's a simulated skeleton made of glass and reinforced nylon. A fall from height produces fracture patterns similar to human bone breakage. The experiment confirms that Emma would have had to fall from at least 25 meters for her skull to shatter to this extent. Only the top floor of the laboratory meets this condition. This means Emma's body was placed in the garbage chute on the top floor and then thrown into the incinerator by the killer. Camille also identifies the cause of death. Emma's aorta and left lung both show puncture wounds. These injuries would have caused Emma to bleed out and die. However, no blood residue is found in the top floor incinerator, suggesting the killer wrapped the body in a container when transporting it. The detective traces the frequently dialed number to Victor. Victor works in the Middle Eastern Affairs Department, and coincidentally, his office is located on the top floor. The police immediately head to Victor's office. They find large amounts of blood on a cart, apparently the method the killer used to transport the body. Blood is also found all over the floor and desk, confirming this as the primary crime scene. Victor, present at the scene, is arrested on the spot. The intern discovers multiple wounds consistent with the injuries to the left lung and aorta. Emma's C7 vertebra and fifth rib both show puncture marks at a 67-degree angle, proving the killer stabbed her from behind. Hawkins analyzes the ashes in the incinerator and finds traces of charred Lebanese cedar. In the Middle East, locals use cedar as an odor neutralizer, effective for masking the smell of burning flesh. The Middle East happens to be Victor's area of research, making him the prime suspect once again. Victor admits he was involved with Emma, but insists it was just a casual arrangement, certainly not something worth killing over. The detective learns that Victor's wife has substantial wealth. If she discovered her husband's affair, she would certainly file for divorce, and Victor would lose everything. This provides Victor with a motive for murder.